So just to finish up on that diagram, so we have 30 and then 64, so this is 31.78. Then we have 64.69 Newton, and we said our resultant will be in the direction, and this is the angle that we want. Putting up your 4 directions is where you started. That means you have north, east, south, and west. As you can see, you are more closer to the actually west, so to say. So now your resultant will be the square root of 31.78 squared plus 64.69. Then we take the square root of this, and we said this will give us an amount of just starting over 8 squared plus 64.69 squared. So we have an amount of 72.07. That's now Newton. And your direction will be given by the tan inverse of 64.69 over 31.78. And this gives us a value of 63. So we have 64.69 at 1.78, and we got 63.8 Newton. So now, looking at your diagram nicely, let me just draw this and check where your 2 directions actually started. So you have north, east, south, and the west over here, and this is the angle that we were looking for. So this is basically 31.78 Newton. So that's the angle that we found. That means it's more closer to the west. The angle that we found is more closer to the west, so we are going to say this is west of south. So now for your final answer, we are saying the resultant is 72.07 Newton, and we are more closer to the west in terms of the angle that we found. That's now 63.8 degrees south, right? So that gives you your very final answer for this. Let me just give you something to work on. Homework, or we can call it an exercise. Right, so we are going to look for the resultant, the direction and the magnitude, and this time we are still using our calculation method. So let's say we have 70 Newton, that's going very, very straight, and this angle over here is 30, and this gives you 40 right there, and here we have 65 Newton at an angle of 45 degrees, and there is 30, 20, let's say 20 at an angle also of 45 degrees. All right, so find the resultant in terms of calculations. And number 2, by using the drawing method, determine the magnitude and the direction of the rebrand. If the given forces are in equilibrium. Right, so this time I'm expecting you to do the drawing method and to find the resultant, the equivalent of the forces. So we have 35 times 80 at an angle of 45 degrees to the 8 Newton. Over here there is 30 degrees, and this is 65 Newton. Okay, so number 1, we are doing the calculation methods. Number 2 is the drawing method, and for each you can see what the question is asking. For number 1, they are asking to find the resultant, and you are using your calculation method. And for number 2, it's basically the equivalent, but this time we are doing the drawing method. So that means you need to choose a very good scale for your number 2, and you are going to make use of your protractor and your ruler to draw the length and to measure the angles that are given. Right, thank you.